Hello Gemini, and welcome to your love reading. Before we begin, this could be past, present or future energy, but for me as a reader, the energy truly begins as soon as you are guided towards watching this video. This message will resonate if it is meant for you. If it does not resonate, please be sure to check your sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter, because they are all important regarding love. If you feel divinely guided towards a personal reading with me, that information will be in the description box below. So let's get started in your energy, Gemini. This is a love reading, so your energy will be on this side and your partner's energy will be on this side. But do remember, because I'm connecting to both of your energy, that this could be interchangeable. This energy could be vice versa. So take it how it resonates with you, Gemini, and use your intuition to guide you in your movements forward. Gemini. Current situation regarding love. Current situation regarding love. The first card for you, Gemini, is the Two of Pentacles. You have commitments in your life that you feel are purposeful and you want to excel. You are quite ambitious in these commitments, and you see how this person, they're holding these two pentacles, and these are within the infinity symbol. You see the infinity? And the one to the left of them, they are staring at and they're admiring. This is representing your relationship at this time, Gemini. And then on the other hand, we have this other pentacle that still is there, still is eternal, but they're not quite focused on this pentacle, and this is their ambitions. But I'm seeing here that you're looking at this relationship. This relationship is quite alluring to you, and you're curious about this relationship. You want to move forward and keep investing in this relationship in a way that is like your ambitions. It's purposeful. At the same time here, you want to stay on track with your life goals and pursue your goals, because the pentacles are about what is long term and practical and sustainable here. So you're trying at this time to find a balance between love and your work, your life's work, and you're realizing that both are of equal importance to you, but right now love is what drives you, and the reason why I feel care so much about your work is because you have that love, you have that feeling of having a drive, an emotional drive, in order to push that work forward. So I feel like here your partner is becoming one with that energy and becoming part of your life so intensely that they're almost, I would say, not part of your work, but you're trying to work with them and build with them and grow with them in your life, just as you would with a career path and any other path in your life. Gemini. The World. You are approaching this individual from a higher perspective here. You're looking objectively over this relationship and analysing this from more of a, I would say, a third person point of view. So you're thinking about how they're approaching you and how you're approaching them, and how you can maintain a level of fairness and honesty between this relationship and bring a balance to this, because you are both different energies, you're both individuals here. And again, that sense of, you know, one path and the other path, and you want to find a way to make that path here come into one, come together in some way. And my guides are giving me an image here of two roads coming together as one road, and one path. Again, this sense, I'm seeing a path as well, a trail, in a way a mountain trail here. They're joining together the path of this trail, and through this I feel like there's more depth in the scenery, because, you know, there's not that sense of wondering what's on the other path in this on this trail, or wondering where next is to go, because if you inherently know that you're moving forward, you're going to be more observant of the surroundings that you have around you, and embracing the scenery on that trail and looking deeper into the nature that surrounds you. I'm hearing a couple on this trail. They're going forward and they're saying, okay, well, we'll look on the other path, the second path, next time. And then there's that sense of loss that comes with that you weren't able to explore another path. But in reality here, that's focusing on the loss, that's focusing on what you're not experiencing rather than what you are experiencing, which is the path ahead of you. So by turning those paths into one path, you're able to not feel an absence, you're able to be fully present and to focus on what is present in this relationship. The Devil. This is, I wouldn't worry too much about this card, Gemini. This is my card of letting go. So here these individuals, they're chained, but these chains are loose, but it took them a while here to understand that the chains around them were loose, and once they did discover their own agency within this, they were able to take over from this energy and, you know, this suppressive energy that was pulling them down in some way, and they were able to take this off and set themselves free and releasing what does not have their highest good in mind, and then trying to understand what their highest good may be and explore the possibilities within that. Because perhaps here, if you're changed, that's turning yourself off from the potential and the meaning behind that potential in your path. And what you're doing is you're not doing that. You're looking at the potential in your path, you're looking at the meaning in your path, and you're wanting to explore the depths of that and the way that can become a functional aspect of your life. Gemini, current energy, current situation regarding love. Wow, we have 3 major arcana here. The Lover's card. You're looking into this relationship quite deeply, and I'm seeing these two individuals, and I'm seeing how they're looking at one another, and they're bare here, and you're analysing this love. You are wanting to explore this love and find answers for yourself to questions that you may have posed in the past. And this can be answers about yourself here. You're trying to understand yourself and learn more about yourself, and you're doing so through exploring this individual, exploring this relationship. And I feel this relationship is providing you with a safety net almost, in order to be able to do that, in order to be able to grow within, because they are bare. You're seeing them clearly, you're seeing all aspects of them, and through that as well, it's almost like a mirror here, where you're looking at this individual and you're seeing aspects of them, and then you're contrasting that and you're comparing that with yourself, and you're finding here growth in contrast, growth in comparison. And it's not so much about looking at them from a critical point of view or perhaps a skeptical point of view. It's more so looking at them in a way where you can learn more about them, and that sense of moving forward on that path together as one. And we do have a mountain here, so I was talking about that mountain. The Lovers is also about having passion towards this individual, having deep love for this individual in your movements forward. I'm seeing here you're looking at this individual and you're thinking, I want to get to know this individual, I want to keep learning about this individual, but the more you learn, the more you feel like there's more to learn. And I feel like that's spurred thoughts in your mind. You're thinking, if I cannot fully ever know this individual, how am I supposed to know myself? If I feel like I know everything about this individual, and then again they're always changing, they're always developing, and they're creating different viewpoints, then how am I ever going to know myself? Because I am the same. I am a human being. I am also changing my viewpoints and developing each day, and with that change again, it's almost like you have to find yourself again and again. I'm seeing the cloud here. So I feel like instead of being confused by this, you are finding clarity here. So you see that cloud? That cloud does not take up much of the card here. So in a place where you could feel confused, in a state of analysis paralysis, actually you're rising above this here. You see the sun at the top of this card, and you're finding a deeper sense of clarity and a deeper sense of self-discovery here, not only for yourself but for your partner here on this path that you are joining together. And I'm not sure why I slipped there and said deal. I almost said deal instead of deep, and again deal, I feel like they're making a promise, perhaps. You know, the faith in having a promise, the faith in promising one another a commitment, a path that's going to be joined together. A deal is something you sign, a deal is something that feels official here, and perhaps that's the way you're approaching this love. It's almost as though it's more like you see those vows that you make when you get married to someone, that kind of energy, the intense long-term aspect of that, and the deeper purpose within that as well when you think of faith. Last card please for Gemini, current situation regarding love. The Knight of Wands. Oh, this is the King. I feel the Knight of Wands is you moving forward, having that drive, that emotional drive to move forward quite quickly with this individual. But as this is a King, I will expand on this energy. This King, they're looking out into the future with determination. They are quite forward thinking here, so they're able to look at the expanded point of view. They're able to look quite far ahead, and they have a vision in mind for the movements forward in this relationship. So this is you, Gemini. You have a vision in mind, but you are more so focused on that light and maintaining a spark in this relationship, and allowing for that mutable energy, allowing yourself to have some sort of freedom with this individual over the movements forward. That even though there is certainly a set path here, you're willing to make changes and create differences and use your creativity in this connection and explore. I feel like this is the mind here of an explorer, so you're wanting to explore your world together here, the world that you're creating with this individual, and you're here to stay. This person has a very serious observer energy. So you've set this path now, and you're looking out and you're observing how this path is going, and you're going to make changes accordingly. So it's not so much set on this structure. You know the desired outcome here, and I feel like that is long-term merging together with this individual, long-term having this world that you've built together. But to get to this world, to fully build this world, it's more of a creator energy rather than a set plan, rather than steps to take one by one. And I think when you think of a trail here and exploring a trail, it doesn't feel like a structure, does it? Even though there's a path ahead that you're walking and you're observing the trees around you, the nature, the waterfalls, it doesn't feel like you're following a path. It feels like you're exploring. It feels like you're enlightening yourself. And I feel like that's what you want. You want that sense of enlightenment, that sense of freedom and of exploration here. So now I'm going to move these cards, and we are going to explore your partner's energy, your partner's current situation regarding love, regarding this relationship. The first card in your partner's energy is the King of Pentacles. So they're quite serious about this commitment. They're firm here. They're holding this pentacle, and this pentacle represents this relationship, and this is showing that this relationship holds a great level of worth for them. Whatever they perceive as value, they perceive in this pentacle. They're feeling quite comfortable in this connection, and they are open to giving to this connection and open to receiving. This is a feeling of being able to expand in a way that's practical and grounded here, because this is the earth energy. They also understand that growth is slow and steady. That's their level of understanding here, is that they want to have something long-term with you, and they're patient and they're kind-hearted in their approach here, and they're willing to really work through any energy that comes to them and work with that. This is a sense of putting in the hard work, being willing to put in the hard work and feeling comfortable in doing so. So in a sense, any kind of responsibility that comes their way, they will handle it with a sense of maturity and, again, comfortable here. So happily really continuing and persisting through this connection. These are well thought out plans. The King of Pentacles puts in a lot of thought into all they do, and that thought is based on what can be sustainable in this connection and long term. So they're, I feel, approaching this relationship focused on building a stable foundation. The Fool card. They have faith in this connection. They are ready to take a leap of faith here. They cannot see the path ahead clearly. So in a way there is endless possibility here, and they find the comfort in this companionship. I'm being drawn to the companion animal here and the sun here. They find comfort and clarity through the companionship that they feel with you, and that's allowing them to take this leap into the unknown. Gemini partner. They are looking out into the horizon, and this is a card of creation. They look back on how far you both have come in this relationship, and they feel you have both come out of some big decisions that you've made together that are based on personal development and personal inner growth, inner work, should I say, because this is about you working together, but it's also working internally in order to contribute to this connection in a way that feels intuitive. They having a deeper bond and understanding one another. So as they look out here, they're waiting now for those ships to come in. They're waiting for this wish fulfillment to arrive, and for them, they don't have a set idea with the Fool card on what this wish fulfillment may be, but they are happy to I feel, be patient here and look out to the future, because they are happy that this is with you. It's again that sense of comfort in companionship. Gemini partner, current situation regarding love. Wow. The Empress. The Empress is a maternal energy. She gives birth, and this can be to ideas, but whatever these ideas are, whatever she is going to create, that is going to fill a place. It has a set place. You see how she has a forest behind her, and here there's more to grow, and she transforms that. So this is about creation where it's needed. Recognizing here they're looking at this relationship, they're recognizing where to invest, where to create, and they're then inspiring themselves. Perhaps they're thinking here about you here and how you inspire them to make something of this relationship, make something of your lives that's going to be abundant and create a higher importance. See, the ideas, their mind's glowing here. I'm being drawn to the crown and the cement heart. This is unconditional love. The Empress represents unconditional love, so this is telling me that they have nothing but unconditional love to spread in this relationship. The Empress has mastered all of the queens in the deck. She has had that experience, that life experience, to have a higher level of understanding. But this Empress, she understands in a way that's quite open-minded and is not closed off by judgments and, I want to say, misconceptions. She sees clearly. She sees what the world needs here, and if this is referring to your relationship world, she sees your world with them, with her clearly. And perhaps when I said them, I'm thinking here of that maternal energy, that sense of the mother and the child, that sense of, perhaps she feels that sense of family with you, that sense that you are a family. Or the energy that surrounds a family, that sense of a homely feel, a sense of being at home, and her heart living with you and being with you. I'm feeling that sense of home is where the heart is, that kind of energy, and their home being you, Gemini. The last card for your partner's energy, the Page of Wands. Your partner is dreaming of this commitment. They are dreaming of the path ahead, the journey that is to come. You see how this person is staring at this wand and admiring this wand, and this represents the relationship, but from a viewpoint here of inspiration and creativity. I love this card because to me this represents a sense of the secret admirer as well. It's as though they can be away from you, they can be occupied, or this could be in their spare time, and still you're on their mind, Gemini. You have the ability to make them feel as light as a feather. I'm hearing someone say, I can move mountains when I think of you. I can move mountains, and there are mountain, there are hills there in the background that could emerge into mountains. So they're looking here at the possibilities. So now we've looked at your current situation regarding love, Gemini, and your partner's current situation regarding love. We are now going to look deeper into this energy, at how they perceive you and how you perceive them. How does your partner perceive you, Gemini? are coming to some quite significant realizations in your life at this time. This Tower is about foundations coming down that may be weak, and they're coming down in order to build stable and secure foundations that are going to be able to hold much greater significance within them. So here I'm seeing this Tower come down due to passion. You see the fire here? So you're letting this, you're being a master of your life, and you're breaking the boundaries and you're setting new ones in place that don't feel like boundaries anymore. They feel freeing, and they feel like they're going to be more beneficial and in line with the higher good here, and recognizing now what your higher good is in this relationship and your path ahead in your life. And my guides are drawing me to the bottom of this tower, and this almost looks like a mountain to me here. That's the imagery I'm getting. So instead of this being a tower, this being something that is made from superficial materials perhaps, or the surface here, actually it's as though the foundation you're building is perhaps a representational of a mountain. And mountains here again they grow naturally. They are filled with nature and life that has the ability to keep growing and sustain life. My guides are saying feeling alive. So when I said sustain life and I thought of that mountain and wildlife, I was thinking perhaps that sense of being alive and living, and you are living, you're choosing to live, following your dreams. Gemini, how does your partner perceive you at this time? The Queen of Wands. You are nurturing and caring. This Queen is the most protective Queen in the deck. She tends to... it's as though she has this garden and she plants the seeds, but she sits and she observes this garden, and she is attentive to these seeds, and she's always making sure that she has this world around her that feels like it's being nurtured and feels like everything is coming together and naturally flowing and not being neglected. So they're feeling quite safe and secure here, and observing you as someone that is always looking out for them. The wands are the fire energy. They are again about passion, but I'm feeling that protective energy from this card. The Moon card. You're coming to clarity and you're seeing situations clearly now after a period of overthinking and being able to move forward and overcome that journey and take the lessons from, and it's almost as though through the overthinking you've built yourself more, you've established yourself and taken a higher ground. So you didn't put this energy away, you didn't avoid this energy, you worked through this energy and you were able to come to realizations that would light the path ahead. So you're someone that can create, you're someone that can invent, and through, again, land that may not be fertile, you're able to plant the seeds and tend to them in a way that can grow. There's that sense of reliability even in times that feel unharmonious here, but they would perhaps be unharmonious, but there's a level of harmony that you bring. There's a level of clarity that you bring to situations that makes people feel safe. That's what I'm hearing. You see how these animals, they may be different, but they're coming together. How do they perceive you, Gemini? The Two of Cups. This is equal love. These individuals look at one another with equal understanding. This is an equal exchange of cups, which represent the feelings and emotions. The twos are about changes and decisions being made, so you include them in your decisions. You have this shared understanding of decisions in your movements forward. These two cups, they may be separate here, they may be holding these cups, but they come together as one. They pour the cups into one. You look at them, and the moment you look at them, they feel this sense of understanding. They see how when you're making decisions, you not only look at yourself, but you take them into consideration. You take your environment into consideration. You're very much emotionally in tune. Last card for how Gemini's partner sees them. How does your partner see you, Gemini? Let that focus first. The Two of Cups, Gemini. There we go. I love this card. Beautiful reading so far. How does your partner perceive you, Gemini? How does your partner perceive you? Beautiful. Wow. The Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles we discussed earlier, the King of Pentacles. I have to mention before moving forward, we have two true pairs here. So we have the King and the Queen of Wands, divine counterparts. The King and the Queen, the true pair. So this is a divine connection. This is about a certain level of relatability and growth, having both the masculine and the feminine. That this connection feels, it must feel like home, it must feel like a mutual energy, and again that one path. So here we have the King of Pentacles. So this is the earth energy. King and the Queen, true pair. I wouldn't be surprised here, Gemini, if the Emperor came out. That's the major arcana to the Empress, the father of the deck, because the Empress is the mother of the deck. The Queen of Pentacles is someone that is nurturing, they're comfortable, they're willing to. So they see you here as someone that's willing to put the work into this relationship, to invest in them and something long-term in this commitment. You look over this pentacle, you nurture this pentacle, and you are serious. This is my card here of perfect partner as well. Although everyone's definition of perfect is subjective, and it's more so what they see as worth in a partner, what they value in a commitment they see in you. That's how I would define that energy, Gemini. So now we are going to explore, wow, Gemini. Okay, the Emperor has just come out. It flew across the room. The Emperor. I have goosebumps right now. So I have to say that the card that came out at the top, the Four of Wands, and the card that flew across the room, the Emperor. So I'm just going to put this Four of Wands here and retrieve the Emperor. Just so you, there it is. So I'm just putting these cards. The Emperor was facing up, so wow. So this is very much a divinely guided connection. We have the Empress and the Emperor. These are the divine counterparts. we have the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, Empress and the Emperor, the masculine and the feminine coming together. Quite a few synchronicities in this reading. We have the, as we've pointed out here, that could bear significance, but if we look at the energy of this card in your perception of them, Gemini, this is about, you're seeing here how far you have both come on this journey together, and you're taking a step back to feel a sense, I guess, reminisce and take in that energy and hold on to that feeling, that warm feeling that you have about this relationship. And in doing so, you also recognize there's so much more ahead. So this is more of a moment of embracing the energy, but then realizing there's so much more steps to take. And actually they're not steps, are they, Gemini? They're more of a path. There's so much more on your path ahead, and this is good. This is you seeing that this is a long-term commitment, this is a lifelong commitment here. So the reason why you are seeing how much more there is because you want there to be more, you want them to be more to come. You would like that energy to continue and develop and grow. Yeah, it's not so much want, it's more a deep knowing, a sense of knowing. The next card is the Emperor. This is a card of structure and stability and being serious about this commitment. The Emperor is a leader. They are able to rule an empire because people can trust them. They are reliable and they fulfill their promises, and they do so for the greater collective energy. They're wise because they have been through many lessons, and through those lessons they have established themselves, and they are the father of the deck. So that's through establishing themselves through a sense of responsibility for not only themselves but for what's in their environment and in this relationship. And if you are resonating with the 1111, the twin flame, then, and the Empress and the Emperor, then perhaps you do feel like there's this spiritual connection, this spiritual bond, the divine counterparts. Because we have the King of Pentacles in their energy and the Queen of Pentacles in your energy. We have the King of Wands in your energy and the Queen of Wands in your energy, and the Emperor and the Empress in their energy. And also, while we're analysing this situation, Gemini, 4 out of the 5 cards in your current situation regarding love are major arcana. So you see these cards. I'm not sure why I said 4, because there are 3, which is still the overall here. And I think the reason why I said 4 is because that was a slip, is because the Empress is in their energy, but if you are divine counterparts here, then that is also inherently part of your energy. So that's pulling you in, that sense of unconditional love that the Empress brings. So here, this is the Major, which is about the deeper energy within this. I like to think of the Minor Arcana as the details, and the Major Arcana as the overall energy, the energy that governs these details in a way. Now, how do you perceive your partner, Gemini? My guides just told me to put that back and to shuffle again. So I'm going to. There's a lot of passion in this journey, and the path ahead you're setting as expansive, as a path that you can grow into. So there's room for expansion. It's not so much a path that is there for you, it's as in established by your situation as it stands. It's more so that you're making a path much greater than yourselves, so that you can move forward and expand your energy here. So forward thinking, future thinking here. The next card for you, Gemini, is the Chariot. So you're seeing them move forward in this commitment with you, and they are embracing all aspects of themselves, and they're wanting to merge with you here. I'm seeing here the black and the white at the bottom of this card, and I'm actually thinking of the 1111. I'm thinking of the divine counterparts, the masculine and the feminine, and them incorporating your energy in their energy and willing to do that and merge with you and work with you in this connection. And they are guided by the star. You see that star as they're looking forward? That represents their hopes and aspirations, and there again that sense of the slow and steady path here. The movements forward, they're inevitable, and they're willing to plant the seeds with you now and watch them grow slowly here. I'm feeling the sense of moving forward, but doing so in a way that is not bound by time. You know, so when I say slowly, it's about that patience, it's about feeling comfortable. I like this. I love this energy actually. I want to say I'm being drawn to the buildings at the back of this card, and I'm relating that back to that slow and steady energy, and I'm thinking, if you're building that foundation here with the Tower, with this individual, they're thinking here about the details and the meticulous energy, the depth of this connection, and they feel in going steady, not only is this reliable, but they feel it's going to be reliable regardless. They have this inner sense of trust with you, but also here in doing so there's this sense of being able to notice everything, to take everything in and consider all of the possibilities and analyze all of the details and grow through the depth of experience, that slow analysis, that deeper analysis, rather than rushing and letting the situation rule them. They're the rulers of this situation. They're the rulers of this their life, and I'm feeling that approach. I'm feeling that approach, and you're seeing them moving forward in this approach, Gemini. Gemini, how do you perceive your partner? How do you perceive your partner? The Four of Swords. They are making movements forward, and these movements are guided by a higher sense of faith. This is a card of knights that would go out to battle, and the story, Gemini, is that they would go thinking that they weren't going to survive, so they would pre-make their coffins in advance, and they would get through these challenges and overcome these challenges, and perhaps they would see others around them fall down. Perhaps they would see others around them lose faith, but they kept their faith, and through that faith they came home. They survived these battles, and when they came home they took a moment to step back and lay in this coffin and think about the journeys that they had faced, and again a stronger sense of faith in that survival, and making sure now to, I feel, appreciate their life. They're thankful for their life, and the movements that they make forward now are going to be of true purpose and value, because they feel they came so close to what others would perceive as the edge, the deepest that they could go, the deepest that they could swim. And when I'm thinking of swimming, I'm thinking of emotions and feelings here. That's I'm being drawn to say that. And now they move forward with this sense of faith, this sense of wanting to pursue what is of true value and fate in their life. So you're seeing them as having a higher purpose in this commitment and making decisions that are serious and in line with that purpose. They only invest, they only commit when they feel that sense of faith that I have described in that story. How do you perceive your partner? Wow. The last card out, Gemini, for how you perceive your partner is the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is a card of unconditional love, just as the Empress, and you feel they're authentic in their feelings for you, and the cup that they're offering is one that's overflowing with feelings and emotional depth here that's going to expand and keep flowing here. So you see the stream at the bottom of this card. This stream is going to fill to the top of this card and overflow, so much so that the bird can float on top. The bird does not have to fly anymore. The bird can bathe in this water and feel a sense of freedom. So perhaps that bird is you, Gemini. You're feeling as though this individual has no ulterior motives. They come from a place of heart, and their values are pure, their incentives are pure. I'm seeing the compass here, and perhaps this individual, they have an emotional drive here, and I'm feeling this from you as well, Gemini, this emotional drive to keep on growing. And this is about not just the passion we see in the fire energy, but the inspiration that it holds. And the cups are about the water energy, which are about, again, that feeling that this is going to develop quite naturally between you both in a way that is free of judgment and is open to possibility. My guides just commented and said newfound possibility. Newfound possibility. That sense again of finding, of discovery, of exploration on this path that is expansive. Now we've looked at the current situation regarding love for you, Gemini, and the current situation regarding love for your partner's energy. We then explored further into this relationship at how they perceive you and how you perceive them. Now we're going to look at the future of this relationship for both of you. So this is the mutual energy now. This is the energy coming together. The future of this relationship for Gemini and their partner. The future of this relationship for Gemini and their partner. The future of this relationship for Gemini and their partner. The Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is you both choosing now to merge together on this path, and this is my card of working together. The Pentacles are about long-term commitments and what you perceive as worth and what you truly value together, and now creating that long-term abundance and bringing yourself towards a place of manifestation, but manifestation that is grounded in this earth energy that is going to be quite practical and sustainable. This is also a card of recognition. You see these individuals, they converse between one another, and this is somewhat of a negotiation here. So this is about you both coming to a middle ground, a common ground between your ideas, your long-term ideas here, more specifically, and creating some kind of resolution that is going to be quite substantial for both of you in this connection. And also when it comes to recognition, recognizing really the influential attributes of one another, and it can be, some say, putting each other on a pedestal, admiring one another's work as well. being willing to put the hard work into this relationship, this long-term commitment. The future of this relationship. The future of this relationship for Gemini. The future of this relationship. The Four of Pentacles. So this can be a card of holding on too tightly. See the Four of Pentacles here? This person has pentacles under his feet, on his head, and he's holding this pentacle as well, and it's almost like if he moves, one of them will fall. And actually I'm not feeling that with this card. I'm actually feeling as though you're both holding on to this commitment quite tightly. I'm noticing the stars, and stars don't need to be bound. They don't need to feel like they're going to fall. They just glide, and they glide through a sense of hope and that sparkle, that sense of inspiration and light. So what I'm getting is you're holding on to this commitment, and you're both firm and serious about this commitment, and you're presenting this, you're open about this, and you're saying, here, this is us. So you're making promises to one another, and you're going to keep those promises. You're being open, you're presenting each other with the truth. And let me just gather my thoughts here. Yeah. Okay, you're grounding any energy that may be up in the air. So any thoughts that you have, you're bringing to one another, and you're grounding those thoughts in a way that's going to be practical for the future. You're grounding those ideas in a way that's going to be practical for the future. I'm seeing the houses again at the edge of this card here, and I'm thinking about how this foundation isn't just about home is where the heart is. It's about building. It's about the path being the longevity of the path ahead. It's about expansion, and that foundation being able to withstand and expand here. The future of this relationship. The future of this relationship for Gemini. The Three of Swords. The Three of Swords represents core wounds and healing from those wounds, coming to a place where you both can take those swords out and move forward. So this is saying that you're both now coming to a place that feels quite warm, and through that sense of security you're able to approach core wounds in your lives that may have penetrated you like these swords, and address them in a way that feels safe, in a way where you can heal from this energy and release this energy without falling, without feeling vulnerable in a way as you do so. You are seeing the truth, you're seeing the clarity, and because the swords are about influential thoughts and processes that are able to create big changes here, and you're in your authenticity, both of you, so you're able to make those changes in your hearts and grow that love. A steady heart, a heart that is full of colour here. The next card is the Six of Pentacles. You're coming from a place of understanding and empathy for one another. This person in this card, they give to others, they hold a scale in their hands. This scale represents balance and duty and justice, and they're giving to others because they understand the trials and tribulations of these individuals. They have empathy, a level of empathy it allows them to see where to invest their time, and that sense of giving in a way that feels like it has a value, a moral incentive here. So this says that you're open to giving and also receiving as well. So again, with those scales, having that balance between the two of you and allowing each other into that mutual energy. Last card, please, for Gemini. Wow. The Star card. This is the star. We have been referencing stars, Gemini, haven't we? And you're both following your dreams here. This is both of you planting those seeds, and this individual, they're watering these seeds now, and they aren't yet grown, and that's because they have faith with these stars here. They have faith that these will grow over time, and the movements forward that they make, the nurturing that they are giving to one another, is with the purpose of feeling that sense of faith, feeling that sense of hope, and feeling like their path ahead is one that is a guiding light in a way, a path that's being lit up in front of them, that has a sense of depth, has a sense of meaning that is greater than any aspect of their lives, that any other circumstances in their lives, that the everyday, I suppose. This is more than just practical. This is more than just the everyday. You both feel like this relationship serves a higher purpose. If we go back to the meaning of the Four of Swords, that sense of making a decision to move forward in your lives in a way that you appreciate the energy that comes through, you're thankful for the energy that comes through, but also through that appreciation, you're seeing how to move forward that's in the greatest good, for the greatest good, that has true purpose. And that is this card, that is the Major Arcana, and being bare, being authentic to what you represent, and finding yourselves together, discovering yourselves together. nurturing that energy, nurturing those dreams. Beautiful cards here, Gemini. And above that card we do have the Ace of Cups, which is unconditional love. So Gemini, I'm going to now look at, I don't usually do this, but I'm feeling the need to pull one card for perhaps what they admire about you and one card for what you admire about them. What does Gemini's partner admire about them? What does Gemini's partner admire about them? Interesting energy here. The Five of Swords. When they see you, Gemini, they see a movement away from short-term energy. So if you look at this card represents short-term victories, and this battle here, this may have been won. You see this individual, they're standing here with the swords of their opponents, and they're looking here, and their opponents, they're not well, they're feeling withdrawn, they're feeling upset, they're feeling at a loss of some kind. But this individual here, this individual does not take the time to understand. This individual is quite inconsiderate to the feelings of their opponents, and they have a little bit of a smirk on their face here as they're holding these swords. And this again is winning, having a victory, having a short-term victory. And the reason why it is short-term is because they're not looking at the situation, they're not truly observing, they're just focused on the victory, they're not focused on the journey itself, and perhaps not coming from a place of needing to have a victory. Perhaps that sense of working together in equilibrium is the greatest victory of all. So they're seeing this as the energy that perhaps you don't represent here. That in a way they're seeing that you're not short term, you're not inconsiderate, you're not someone that neglects others, you're someone that is quite attentive to the feelings of others, you're someone that considers others, you're someone that looks at the long term. And even if there was a victory in sight, it's not so much about the long term victory, it's about the journey itself, the path, and creating a path that is expansive, looking out onto the future, looking out at the outcome, which is again that long-term commitment, but perceiving it as more freeing, more of a sense of exploration and personal development and growth together as a couple. So this is a good energy, Gemini. What do you admire about your partner? Gemini, what do you admire about your partner? The Strength card. This individual, your partner here, they are able to use their intuition to create harmony here. So this lady, this represents your partner, and she perhaps was at a distance from this lion, but she used her intuition to feel the situation, to internalize this situation and process these feelings and gain a level of trust to approach this lion. And when she did, when she used her intuition, she discovered that perhaps an energy that may have been perhaps unsteady was actually harmonious. So it's that sense of being able to create peace here in situations where perhaps others would avoid these situations, others would perceive these as not peaceful in some way. My guides just said, quite simply, it's that this person trusts themselves, and through trusting themselves, you have a greater trust for them. You feel like you can trust this individual because they have core values, and those values, they hold on to them. They choose to come from a place of understanding and follow their internal guidance system, and through that energy it's that sense of equal here, that infinity sign. They create harmony. They don't stay in a place of harmony, they look for places to create harmony and invest. My guides just said transforming boundaries. And this could be this Strength card, Gemini. This could be a sense of transforming boundaries, moving boundaries, breaking through boundaries and creating harmony, creating potential. Again, that path, following that path. They don't move away, they persevere. And that's what creates a long-term relationship, Gemini. It's that sense of moving forward, taking the energy and working with the energy and trusting the energy. So now, Gemini, I have written a poem for every card in this deck. So I'm now going to close the energy by pulling a card and reading the poem I've written that corresponds with that card. This is the time in the reading where I take a step back and I allow your intuition to take over and analyze the overall energy of this reading for you and your partner. So can we have a poem for Gemini, please? A poem for Gemini. The 8 of Wands. This is about those arrows of love penetrating you both and moving with the energy, adapting with the energy, and feeling this fast pull in a direction that is fueled by love, because this is the arrow. So now, Gemini, I'm going to find this poem The Eight of Wands. Beautiful. They are flying through the air and moving fast through time. Strength to be one with change provides skill to bear the divine. This move is one that their being penetrates, adapting with natural and instinctual drive. Deep within, preparing for the bare embrace, accepting an impending journey will arrive. Beautiful. So let's read that one more time together, Gemini. They are flying through the air and moving fast through time. Strength to be one with change provides skill to bear the divine. This move is one that their being penetrates, adapting with natural and instinctual drive. Deep within, preparing for the bare embrace, accepting an impending journey will arrive. That is the poem for those of you that want to analyze and take note. The words here that stand out for me, Gemini: instinctual drive, bare embrace, be one with change. I feel like those words relate the most to the overall energy of this reading. Beautiful energy, Gemini, and we have the Ace of Cups here, and the divine counterparts, the Emperor and the Empress, the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, the King of Wands, the Queen of Wands, the Star card in the outcome. Beautiful. So for those of you that are joining me in the extended portion, we're going to look at the purpose of this energy for you, Gemini, and the purpose of this energy for your partner. And we're going to perhaps analyze a couple of poems in that extended also. Thank you for sharing this journey with me, Gemini. Remember that this is your energy. I am just the messenger. I am sending you all of my love and all of my light in your movements forward in this relationship. I just remembered that I usually open the reading with a singing bowl, and I would like to do this now for those of you that want to join me in perhaps allowing that light to roll through us, allowing that noise to release any blockages that we may be feeling at this time. And I have to say, Gemini, that this will be quite a natural experience for you, because I feel you're in a place of harmony, you're in a place of growth and focus here, and your energy is very warming, I have to say. So just as this noise penetrates you, just take a long breath in and release. Beautiful.